Alright, here we go. Week 2 of my video game movie challenge. Can I start now? Okay, so for week 2, I saw 2 films, and the first one is Double Dragon. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one because, well, I actually found myself forgetting about it, even though I only saw it a few days ago. Now, the game, I remember, the game was simple. It was a side-scroller. It was about 2 brothers in love with the same girl. Kind of freaky. That girl gets punched in the gut by the leader of a gang, and they go and take her away, and God knows what they do with her. And the 2 brothers just basically have to hit the streets, beat up all these gang members, just to get her back. That's it. The movie is this dim-witted story that's even worse and more confusing than Super Mario Brothers. It's about some magical medallion that's split in 2. This evil crime lord has one half and he wants the other half so he can, be all powerful and whatever. The other half belongs to Ginny and Billy Lee, who have to protect it and they don't even know why. The movie takes place in 2007 after the big one has hit California, and instead of Los Angeles, we have New Los Angeles, where everything is being rebuilt, but all the major cities in LA have been flooded and crumbled. I don't know, it's just this really messy story. It's just, ugh. The casting is so wrong. As the 2 brothers who are supposed to be Asian, you got Mark Dacascos, who's like half Asian. He was picked because he is a martial artist and he was in the movie Only the Strong, so I guess somebody saw that movie and was impressed. And he just basically does whatever he has to do, throws a couple of punches and kicks here and there. And then you have Scott Wolf. Scott Wolf as an Asian. Scott Wolf is this true blue all-American boy, and he's playing an Asian. Another thing that I don't understand is why did they even get him to be in this movie? At the time, he was starring in the TV show Party of 5, which had barely gone on the air, meaning this movie was made before that show even got picked up, and he had just basically done TV crap before it. It's like, who the hell decided that he would make a good Asian, or a good actor, or a good anything? The guy is so worthless. All he does is crack jokes and runs away from bad guys. He doesn't even know how to fight. That's the problem with this movie. They put a bunch of people who don't know how to fight. Alyssa Milano, she's like the, I don't know if she's the leader, but she's a part of this vigilante group that is out to fight crime. And the woman can't fight, let alone act. Holy crap, her acting is awful. There's even a cheap Who's the Boss reference in the movie. Then you have Robert Patrick. You would think playing the T-1000 would do wonders for your career. No. He's got this platinum blonde hairdo and he's such a terrible villain. I mean, he is just terrible. And the fool can't fight. The only time his character can fight is when he uses his special power where he can possess someone's body and basically fight as them. This movie was just completely worthless. It made no sense. It was stupid. It was dull. The fight scenes are so lame and bland. And the movie tries to be silly. It tries to be like a kid's film, but yet edgy. All the action sequences are forgettable. There's just nothing amazing about this movie. The special effects are cheesy. They got this one character that's like mutated, or actually they put like injections in him to make him super strong, and he looks like a grown version of a garbage pail kid. And he's only there for jokes, for laughs. He's not even a threatening character. This movie focuses way too much on comedy. You got the 2 brothers who are annoying and are constantly giving each other's high fives every chance they get. The finale is pathetic. It turns into a comedy act. I mean, seriously, to sum up this movie, I have to use the words of the angry video game nerd. What were they thinking? This is only the 2nd film that was based off the video game to be made, and you could definitely tell that the people that were making these movies just didn't care. They knew they were making shit films. The question is, why would you make a shit film? Make something cool, something good. This movie fails on every level. I hate it. So I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5, and I never want to think about this movie ever again. Okay, so now we come to 1994's Street Fighter. Oh, this movie. Now sadly I never had a Super Nintendo. I had a Sega Genesis, which I know the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2 was way better, but I had it for Genesis and I loved it. I played it like non-stop. It was one of my favorite games. So when I heard that they were going to make a movie based off that game, I, like every teenager around me, was excited. I used to get those video game magazines through the mail, and I would read up on the production, read about the progress that the movie was making. I even got excited for the soundtrack. Check this out. I actually have the soundtrack on cassette. Not a bad soundtrack. It's actually got some good hip-hop music anyway. Then I found out that they cast Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I was like, cool, I love Van Damme. He's awesome. He's Guile? You picked a Belgian actor to play all-American U.S. Colonel Guile? Okay. Alright. Cool. Then they got Raul Julia as M. Bison. Really? Gomez from the Addams Family. Really? Nevertheless, I was excited. And when the movie finally came out, all my friends went to go see it before me, because I was poor, still am. And everybody came to me and says, Gabe, that movie sucks. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, you're lying. No, you're lying. Then my birthday rolls around in January. The movie's still in theaters. I had a chance to go see it. My dad was like, pick a movie, we'll go see it for your birthday. But based off the word of mouth from my friends and looking at the trailers and everything, really analyzing certain things, I was thinking, my dad is going to hate this movie. He is going to wring my neck. So instead we went to go see Drop Zone with Wesley Snipes. Funny thing is, my instincts were right. But I didn't realize that till years later. Because the movie finally came out on VHS. And I know I'm taking a long time with the story, but I gotta give you some background. I walked to Blockbuster Video, had my allowance money, and paid like $3 for a VHS that you can only have for 2 days. I came home, I'm excited, I sit and I watch this movie. And at first I thought it was cool because I'm seeing all these characters from the game in the movie. The thing is, when the movie was over, for the first time ever in my life, I was put into a state of denial. And I lived in the state of denial for years. The thing is, it was like, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it has nothing to do with the game. The game is about fighting, the simplest story ever. Every character has a backstory, of course. But, this movie's cool. It's got action and explosions and shooting and yeah. For years, I thought this was a cool movie. Finally, I came to my senses and just said this movie is complete shit. Talk about getting everything wrong. Again, you got Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile. Jean-Claude Van Damme with that incredibly thick accent that he just cannot shake. My favorite part is when he has to give a speech to his troops before they go attack Bison. I ain't going over there and I ain't going to kick that son of suck beach Bison's ass so hard. That cracks me up. Then you have Raul Julia. Talk about a tragedy. Him playing M. Bison was his last theatrical role. He's a legendary actor and he has to be remembered for that. And you just got all these characters from the game who have no relevance. They're just there. Ken and Ryu. What were they thinking? You put that scrawny looking guy from Blood In, Blood Out? You know it would have made it better if at some point when he's fighting somebody be like, bitch, give me some zong. Blanca? He was Guile's best friend and he's genetically altered and turned into Blanca? And Dawson is the scientist that turns him into the monster, and by the end of the movie he loses all his hair for no reason? So forget the fact that it just completely shits on the game. What about the movie? The movie is garbage, but I have to admit it is somewhat of a guilty pleasure. The movie is so super cheesy. The fight sequences are so lame, but they're laughable. And the scenery is actually kind of cool. There's some good sets, there's some decent effects, some really bad ones. Raul Julia, to be quite honest, even though he did not play a good Bison, seeing him chew the scenery and hamming it up was kind of fun. You could tell he knew he was in a shit film and he was just overdoing it. That was kind of funny. What was really hilarious is when him and Guile actually fight. It's like one of the worst showdowns ever. Raul Julia cannot fight. He's just basically getting his ass handed to him. Another thing that cracks me up is that the finale is this big massive shootout where not a single good guy dies. The final shot in the movie before the credits start rolling, that is funny as hell. The movie shits on every character that's in the game, yet at the final shot, every character that's on screen retains their signature pose. I find that so hilarious. You basically ruined these characters, yet you give them the signature pose. That's funny. The movie's a mess. It's so bad, but it's so cheesy and so laughable. I'm gonna actually give Street Fighter a 2 out of 5 just because it's so bad. It's not good, but it's entertaining. I cannot, in good conscience, give it no more than a 2. Okay, so that's it. I've said my piece. Next week, I actually get to see a decent movie, a movie that I actually do like, and that's Mortal Kombat, followed by the sequel. Do I really have to watch that one? Don't forget to comment, like, and possibly share this video. Send me video responses if you can. Let me know some of the memories you have with these movies. And if you're new to my channel, you just stumbled upon this video based off bad luck, please subscribe. What's at the top?